Hey guys,
Hi.
we're here. Episode 4.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we're so stoked. And we have our orc this time, Thumper. So exciting. I'm gonna turn my mic levels down a little bit. And my little son is saying hi because he hears us. So I'm Sprocket. I'm the communications director at The Generator, and I'm the founder of the Punk Rock Flea Market. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This is Signal Boost.
Hi.
This is Alicia.
Hi, I'm Alicia Dynamic, and I'm the education coordinator for the Reno Generator, and an artist, and live here in Reno, and do this with my best friend.
And then here's Thumper. That's it. He's just Thumper.
We imported him from Philadelphia.
Yes. He's an import. So Signal Boost, if you haven't been here before, it's a show we do every Saturday at 7 on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Any of those ways you can watch us. And we just feature different artists and do interviews with nonprofits and musicians and just amplify Reno because it's freaking dope here. I don't know if you know. So if you want to continue to see more Signal Boost, don't forget to turn on the notifications and subscribe and tune back to hang out with us every Saturday.
Yeah.
Also, I added some cool features to the stream. I just wanted to tell you guys about it because I'm nerding out. This is all new to me too, and I've been learning as we've been streaming and doing the flea and now doing this.
We are elder millennials. We're trying very hard.
We're really trying. So if you go to the Twitch app, I'm literally going to just show you my phone, guys. If you go on Twitch and there's a chat box, and on the chat there's a purple little like ghost creature. Look at it, purple ghost creature in the upper right hand corner. If you click on that, it's sound alerts, and I added a bunch of cool sounds that you guys can play. Anyone can play them, and then it'll like come up on the stream and make really cool sounds. So I don't know, it's kind of nerding out about it. There's like a DJ air horn. I encourage you to try it right now. You have the power to control the sounds. That's what I'm saying. And so we were talking a little bit, like, this is our 4th episode. You know, we're always trying to make it better, and we were just thinking about some ways to make it a little bit more personal and for you guys to get to know us a little bit more. So we were like, oh, we should just tell you a little bit about who we are and why we're even doing Signal Boost, you know? So I'm Sprocket. I'm originally from New Jersey. What's up, Jersey? Garden State. Hell yeah. I'm very proud of it, if you can't tell. And after college, I moved down to West Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, you did clap sound. Yes, thank you. Thanks. So
New
nice.
Jersey,
So
clapping
nice.
for New Jersey.
Yes. Hell yeah, Garden State. So then when I moved down to Philly after college, there was just a really cool scene down there of like activism and communal living and bike culture and just like art, punk rock music, all the different kinds of music. And I moved into a collective house called Purple House, and this Thumper was there. And that was 11 years ago. So then I also was like having a house party. I moved into this house called Tree House, and I threw a house party. And then this person showed up to my party.
It was me.
Oh, yes. Yeehaw. So we've all been friends for literally 11 years, and we lived on the East Coast, and now we live here in Reno. I got here first. Alicia wanted to get here first, but I beat her to it.
Even though she said she'd never move here. So.
Straight up, I was like, Reno is disgusting. I will never move there. I mean, was I completely wrong? Yes, but
you were super wrong.
Yeah. Now I'm here making a show about how much I love Reno and how cool Reno is. So, man, really messed up there. Alicia was right. Yeah. So that's our story. And we also partially moved here because of the Generator. Alicia was already making art with the artist there. She worked on Embrace and made the heart for Embrace, the Omega heart.
Yeah. My partner Andy and I did.
Yeah. And so she was already doing art with all these people, and then I like got to see the Generator and see all the work everybody was doing, and it was incredible. And then they were like, you should just move here and make art with us. So I came here to do that, and then Alicia quickly followed, and then Ash followed after that.
Yeah.
There's actually like a contingent out here in the North Valleys where we live of Philadelphia people. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like little Philly up in here.
Not enough cannoli though.
Cannoli, please. But if you send me a cannoli, oh Lord, anybody. That sounds a little weird, so I guess
It's not a euphemism.
it's
Literally
just
just
real.
send a
It's just
cannoli.
real. Cannolis are my favorite. Yeah. So now Alicia and I both work at the generator.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a real crazy, whatever, turn of fate.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so we're just out here, I guess, trying to like have that moment of inspiration and realization about how rad Reno is. Like create that moment for other people, right? Like we came here, we saw the generator, we started working in this art community, and then we immediately just wanted to live here. So kind of like boosting our people and showing to everybody just like all the cool stuff Reno has to offer, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, also just so Reno people can tune in and see what's happening in your city.
Mm-hmm.
It's like from us to you, like it's our little love letter to Reno.
Yes.
It's like for Reno to
For Reno by Reno. Yeah. Okay, so other really exciting things. We announced last week that we're moving into a new location for the generator, 250 Bell Street in downtown Reno.
Mm-hmm.
It's so walkable. Guys, we remember how, I don't know if you've been to our old location, but it was literally in like a desert of industrial warehouses in Sparks. And now we're right in downtown. It's right by Shifters. It's right by Bricky's.
Yeah.
It's like right by Noble Pie downtown. It's right by Hub and Idlewild Park, and it's gonna be sick. There's an indoor basketball court. So that's enough of us talking. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But we made an intro video to walk you through Bell Street, and
yeah.
check it out. We don't have anything in there yet. We've just got the keys, but you can get the gist of like what it's gonna look like. So
The first look.
yeah, the first
at
look.
the new temporary generator.
Yes. Let's do it. Hi, welcome to the new generator at Bell Street. Come on in. This is the front area when you first come into the new space, and we'll have a front desk person here to greet you and take you to the warehouse where you can make tons of awesome things. We plan on hosting workshops in this space where we will have COVID safety precautions in place, and everyone will be able to learn something new together safely. We also have some really cool flex space like this basketball court where we'll be able to have community events. And we have a movie theater as well. What kind of movies do you want to see on this big screen? One of the coolest things about this new location is that there's so many collaborative workspaces where people can come and share ideas and work together. Here's where our makerspace will be housed. We're not really sure about the layout of all of our shops yet, but we do know we will have textiles and tech lab, screen printing, and maybe laser cutting in here. This space might house the CNC. We're not really sure yet, but there's definitely a lot of room to make cool stuff. This is our largest section of the new space. We're going to do a call for art for a mural for this wall so that we can have some new awesome paint to liven up the place. Thanks so much for coming on this tour. We're so excited to have you in the new space, and we can't wait to show you what it looks like when we're all done setting up. Hey, so that's the new space. What do you guys think? What's your first impressions? I hope you guys like it. Basketball. I'm gonna host basketball. It's gonna be great. And we're gonna talk about it later, but on March 21st, we're gonna have a zine workshop there. Like just kind of an informal, like come and make a zine with us thing. So you should come down and check out the space. I think it's from 2 to 5, but
You'll hear more about it later.
yeah. So next we're going to do an interview that we had with Ruby Jo, actually during basketball in the new space. And what do we want to say about it?
It's really cool. It's really good. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Works amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff to say. You definitely want to stick around for it.
Yeah. And so we're going to start off with a video of Ruby Jo's work. And I'm going to cue that up right now.
She's just super badass.
Yeah, she's a badass. She just had a show at UNR at the Church of Fine Arts, and now she has a piece up at A World of Our Own at the Potentialist. So here's a
Can't miss it.
here's a little video of her art, and then after that we'll go right into the interview. So let's do it, guys. Also, hi everybody. This video is really powerful and amazing. We've debuted it on the flea market live stream, and we played it I think once since then, but it's whatever. It's really cool. Happening now.
We declare our right on this earth to be a human being, to be respected as a human being,
bring the feedback,
to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary. We want freedom by any means necessary.
bring the feedback,
We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary.
Los Rezos de la Revolución embodies the power of resistance. Through these mixed media works, Barrientos rejects the false illusion of equality that has been fed to BIPOC in America. The title of this series translates to The Prayers of the Revolution. These prayers are a call to action, to stand in opposition to the inequalities created by systemic racism. Steeped in symbolism, the imperfections in the canvas represent the struggles of BIPOC in America. The characters, writing, and symbols used also bring attention to capitalism, for racism and capitalism are inextricably linked. Despite these oppressive forces, the message is clear. We must come together to resist.
Hi everyone, I'm a local artist and my name is Ruby Jo.
I know you were born and raised in Reno, right?
Yeah.
And I was just wondering how you started making art and like what inspired you and how you got into it.
My first art show was actually at Reno Artworks, like in 2016. I had some like encouragement from some friends. I made art, I just didn't show it to very many people. And they were like, hey, you should try to like put your stuff in an art show. And I was like, okay. So I put like 2 pieces in that. It was like my very beginning stage of more line thin line drawings. I love micron pens, so I would use micron pens a lot. And then I kind of just slowly inched to making more work. Another catalyst was this coloring book I made with a place called Soul at the time at West Street Market. And I did this collaboration. We went through my sketchbooks. We found sketches that I liked, and we made a coloring book, and we sold it and gave the proceeds to an art therapy charity. And then from there, I just kept putting my art out there. And but I've been making art since I was like,
tiny.
I can remember.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you haven't even been showing art for that long. That's crazy, because in my mind, you've been showing art for a long time. Like, I just remember you being around and like having the coloring book, and you did a show at the Generator, right? And so for me, I'm like, oh yeah, like Ruby Jo's always been here making art, showing art.
My first exhibition, like just me, was at the Generator.
Nice.
And
I totally didn't even realize that was your first exhibition. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that like really gave me confidence to continue to show my work. Because when you show your work, you're really vulnerable, so it feels scary. But after doing that, it made me feel good. I was like, okay, like I can do this, and I just have continued showing.
That's awesome. So I read your bio on your website. It's so good. Let me just say that first and foremost. But I was also just seeing that you were saying that you're from Salvadorian artists, like your family is like a artist.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering about how much that influences your art, and just like what's your background there?
Yeah, well, my father and his two brothers are all artists. My uncle, he's an oil painter, and so what happened is in El Salvador, he went to art school and he created a business painting portraits. At the time, photographs were in black and white, so he would paint them in color. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so he created this business to support his family, and it also supported like my father and my uncle, and they were working at his business and they were painting. And so I have definitely that in my genes, and I actually have a portrait of my father that my uncle painted hanging in my house. And
oh my gosh, that
yeah.
must be so beautiful and just amazing. Like the feels from that must be like really intense and awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome to have this portrait painted by his brother, and just like knowing that history. I still want to go back to El Salvador. Last time I was there was in 2017, but I want to reconnect more with my uncle and learn more of my father's side of my history.
Is he still down there like painting and running his painting business?
No, he's like retired, and his children take care of him now. And he's not painting too much because his eyesight isn't as well anymore. But the last time I was there, we like connected, and I plan on going out there and reconnecting some more to learn some more about my family history.
That's awesome. Oil painting's hard. Like that's like a really, that's a high level skill.
I haven't gotten into that yet. That's actually a medium I want to try. So my uncle
so
was
cool.
very like intellectual art though, because he went to art school. So when I was there, I was showing him some of my sketches, and he was kind of like, at the time, I was still a very like,
oh no guys, it's buffering. So we're just gonna wait a minute and see if we can fix it.
Such a cool story, though, about Ruby Jo's family, that she comes from a line of artists. It's really cool stuff.
Yes, she's very inspiring. It really blew me away that she had only been showing work for such a short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, I guess I'm gonna refresh this and see if it'll get better. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in. So hold on a moment. This is a good time for a yee-haw.
In El Salvador, he went to art school, and he created a business painting portraits. At the time, photographs were in black and white, so he would paint them in color. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so he created this business to support his family, and it also supported like my father and my uncle, and they were working at his business and they were painting. And so I have definitely that in my genes, and I actually have a portrait of my father that my uncle painted hanging in my house. And
Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
must be so beautiful and just amazing. Like the feels from that must be like really intense and awesome.
yeah, it's awesome to have this portrait painted by his brother and just like knowing that history. I still want to go back to El Salvador. Last time I was there was in 2017, but I want to reconnect more with my uncle and learn more of my father's side of my history.
Is he still down there like painting and running his painting business?
No, he's like retired, and his children take care of him now. And he's not painting too much because his eyesight isn't as well anymore. But the last time I was there, we like connected, and I plan on going out there and reconnecting some more to learn some more about my family history.
That's awesome. Oil painting's hard. Like that's like
Yeah.
a really, that's a high level skill.
I haven't gotten into that yet. That's actually a medium I want to try. So my uncle
so
was
cool.
very like intellectual art though, because he went to art school. So when I was there, I was showing him some of my sketches, and he was kind of like, at the time, I was still a very like young artist, I felt, and so I didn't have the best time being able to explain it in like an intellectual way. And so he was kind of like, you got to learn how to do that, like defend yourself, you know, in a way, like defend your work.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've grown so much from 2017 when I went there to now that I feel like I am more equipped to explain what my work's about.
You have this quote like, through self-expression, soul is made apparent, and then just like unleashing that like duality of the inner self. And I just wanted to like hear your thoughts about how art does that.
I guess for me personally, like when I'm sharing my work, I am like sharing my soul with everyone. It's like me being completely vulnerable, right? And through that, people are gonna see my light side and my dark side. And I don't think one is good and one is bad, right? Usually people think your dark side is kind of bad. It has that like thing attached to it, you know, where people think darkness is evil in a way. But I feel like it's good to look at your shadow and understand yourself, because in the end it just reflects back to that light within you. So there's like, you want to have a balance, and I feel like in my art I want to show both the light and dark within myself into my work. And I feel like you can feel my soul through my work, like just who I am, and like not only me, but it's also a reflection of my ancestry and my history and my family. You know, I'm Salvadoran, so there's like Mayan heritage there, and that's also influences my work as well.
I'm really inspired by the way that you bring through yourself, but also all of the people, like, you know, all of the ancestors and the people behind you like come through too. When I went to your show at UNR, like I said to you when I like messaged you about it or whatever, that you could like walk into it, you know?
Yeah, that work was very personal. There's a lot of emotion that went into that work, because it was also me confronting, like processing my own like decolonizing, just continuing to see the struggle of just BIPOC people in the United States, and just seeing how not much has really progressed. I feel like there's still like this illusion that we're all equal, but we're not, in race and class. There's just so much to the system, and that's what I wanted to bring out into that work. And during that process, I was listening to Malcolm X a lot of his speeches, and as I painted, I listened to his autobiography many times. So I just immersed myself in that and was just really trying to understand his experience and just the experience of the Black community and just BIPOC in general. And I'm very proud of that work. That's one of my favorite exhibitions, and it took a toll out of me, just a lot of emotion. My favorite piece in that whole exhibition tour is the face, the canvas that I made. I had help from my partner as well with that piece, but that piece is my favorite piece in the whole.
Was it the red one with the like pyramids underneath?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That was awesome. I mean, the whole thing was super dope.
I am a little frustrated though with that, because I feel like with COVID, I don't feel like enough people saw it. I feel like it's an exhibition that really needs to be seen.
Yeah,
So I hope to show it again, either locally or outside of the city.
cool. Well, I mean, yeah, like we should figure out a way to show it because I would absolutely love to be able to help facilitate that.
Yeah.
Also, you were talking about finding the balance between being the creator and the destroyer, and I thought that was really interesting too.
Yeah, I guess creating my work, but also destroying. I don't like to intellectualize my work too much. I feel like as I've progressed more as an artist and I've moved into venues like museums and things like that, or like other galleries, they want that. You know, so I feel like I want to destroy that with my work in a sense. That's one angle that I see it from, is like creating, but also like destroying people trying to intellectualize things. And
Yeah.
just, can you just like look at it and like feel it and see it? And then maybe want to read about it. But it's also a catch-22 for me, because being in those venues and having to kind of confront that has also made me look at my work a little deeper and in a different perspective. So I do like that. I just want to create work, and I don't want to have to explain it, you know, because it's just what I do. I don't know how to explain it. I'm an artist and I like to create and I channel something and I want to express it, and I want the viewer to observe it and come up with what it means to them.
Tell us a little bit about the piece that you just did for A World of Our Own.
So
Cool.
the piece, it was a collaboration with Space Cadet, and so it just kind of happened randomly. I took a workshop with Jello, and he was like, "Hey, we should collab. I feel like your work would translate well through a CNC." I was like, "Okay." So we did like mini tests. We were doing smaller scale versions, and then Holly hit me up and she was like, "Hey, you should do a piece for this show." And I told Joe, I was like, "Man, I want to make a huge face." And I had these drawings, and we were doing the smaller test scenes, and we picked one of the drawings, and we did resin and gave it that stained glass look, and it was a cool process. This is definitely different than anything I've done, because I usually just paint and draw, and so this was like definitely like out of my normal medium, which I like because it's pushing me to try something different. And I want to make my art really big, and this was like a cool way to really do that. And we just came up with doing the stained glass and putting lights behind it, and I really appreciate his help because he showed me a lot, and I've learned a lot from his making point of view. I guess I haven't really been too much in that making space, because when I paint and draw, it's just so instant, and making takes so much more of a process, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I definitely saw my patience with that too, because I was a little impatient, because it's like, I just want to get it done, you know? But we did awesome. I wanted to do like 2 heads, but we were only able to get 1 head done.
It's super powerful in 3D.
I like exploring this whole installation kind of thing, and I want to expand into more bigger art. So hopefully the generator can help me.
I would be honored to help you make stuff like that. Okay, so last thing is
The new wave. Mayan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so in 2020, I had an art show at the Lilly Museum at UNR, and I did an intervention piece towards a Keith Haring piece there, and I found this door and I spray painted it, and I love Keith Haring. He's one of my favorite artists. And I really like his passion for art and how he feels like that's a gift to give to the world. And I felt like that really connected with me, because I want to give my gift of creating to the world and share that. And I liked how he made his work accessible. Like, he had the pop store in New York, and he would show in galleries, but he made that store for people that can't just go into a gallery and buy an expensive piece. That really resonated with me. But one thing too is that his work was shown at the Guggenheim, and they were calling it like Aztec, New Wave Aztec. And I was just kind of like, I'm Mayan, and that's actually like my ancestry, you know. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna say New Wave Mayan, because that's what I am. I'm like the new wave of that ancestry, and I'm trying to keep it alive because I'm channeling it. So I want to continue to keep it relevant. but I also want to make it accessible, and I also want to talk about important things, social justice things. And so that's why I coined New Wave Mayan. And so I want to continue to make my work accessible, but I also want to touch on important subjects, social justice issues that are important to me.
That's awesome. So you went from, literally in like 5 years, you went from never showing your art to anybody to being in a museum, like being in legit galleries. How did you do that? Like, how did you gain the confidence to just go from I'm making things in my notebook to now it's in a museum gallery? And how did you, just navigate that? And what advice would you give for people who want to do that with their art?
I think anyone can do it. For me, I just didn't care what people thought. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there. This is my passion. This is my purpose. I'm going to go for it. And that's what I've been doing. And I feel like if you feel that, don't let anybody tell you that you can't. And I feel like with holding that power, it gave me the power to be fearless and not let other people's judgments dictate what I'm making. I make my art. For me, it's very personal, but I also make it for people to see, and I feel like they can see that like authenticness in my work. And I'm not trying to impress anybody. I just want to be myself and share my work and connect with people and also help the community. I feel like being this artist in these institutions and just in the community gives me a platform, and with that platform I want to advocate for things that are important to me, like inclusivity and diversity. I feel like I'm an advocate for that. It brings to mind my collective that I'm a part of, called Animarte, where we're trying to bring the arts to underserved communities, BIPOC communities in Reno and Sparks, because those are very underserved and they need the arts. And if I had something like that at a younger age, you might have known about me sooner than that as an artist.
So what's next for you? What are you going to do next?
I want to continue the heads and make it a series. I actually want to tie it into my last exhibition and continue with the name. Exhibition, it's the prayers of the revolution, los rezos de la revolución. And so it was very much like fighting for resistance, but I also want to add some hope in there. And I feel like creating these gods in a way will add to that as them being like symbols of hope. So that's what my vision is to interconnect them.
I want to see it.
Oh, but one last thing that I don't think I touched on is that my work is very much also a dedication to my father, who passed away when I was young. And so I incorporate him in my work, and my signature that I sign my work with is actually a symbol I created that combines all of his initials. So if you ever see my work and you see this symbol, that's the meaning behind it. And so that way his memory is always alive throughout my work.
That's so beautiful. And now I'm like even more like the portrait of your dad painted by your uncle. Oh my gosh, like watching over you all the time, just being there. Ugh, that's really beautiful.
It's my most prized painting.
Well, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Talking to you has been wonderful. It's so nice to find out more about your work.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody goes to A World of Their Own and sees Ruby Jo's new piece, and also checks her out on Instagram and where else? And rubyjo.com.
Yeah, rubyjo.com and ruby_jo.
All right.
I appreciate it.
It's
Talking to you.
us.
There we go. It's us. We're back again.
Yeah, so check out Animarte Reno. I put the at in the chat, so.
Yeah, and also go to the A World of Our Own show at the Potentialist.
Yes.
If you haven't already,
Go check it
and
out.
see it. There's like 60 different local artists. Nick Noyes and Josie Rock and so many. I'm not even going to start doing this.
Yeah, there's too many.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
go down that road.
And if you didn't already watch previous episodes of Signal Boost, the last episode we actually had Dream Machine Sign on, who put together the A World of Our Own show. And that was a really fun interview. You should check it out.
They called in.
They're super great. Yeah, they called in from the show. So next up, we're going to have a interview with Ray. Ray is my friend, and she's also just an amazing artist, screen printer, comic book person. Yeah, and we're gonna just play the interview for you. It's like 2 back-to-back interviews, kind of a lot, but also really awesome. Oh, do you want to say a riddle? Cat Sandwich is here, guys. You gotta get in the frame, Cat Sandwich.
What's a frame?
This is the mascot.
Hi, hello. Oh, okay. I got a riddle for you. Okay, all right, okay. What? Shit, I forgot. Hold on. Okay, I'll just give you the good one.
You want to come back?
I forgot that one too.
Just come back to it. Just come back to it.
You know what? Here's the riddle. What's important to you? Hey. No, hold on. I got it.
We got to roll, Cat Sandwich.
We got to roll?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this Ray Frost.
Oh, let's play it.
All right, let's go.
Printer and a Zinester, and I work out of the generator.
I never think about calling myself a zinester. I think I want to like make more zines so I can say that about myself. It's a badass title. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is your background and just being from this area and being from Gardnerville and the process of like how you found art and became an artist.
Well, I mean, my mom was always very into arts and crafts. You know, she liked to do the like recycled arts and crafts kind of stuff. And my grandma, who I spent a lot of time with as a kid, was the founder of the Gardnerville Quilt Guild. So she made tons and tons of quilts. And so I spent a lot of time with her, watching her arrange her blocks and looking at different colors and patterns and layouts. And so I guess I've kind of been interested in art like as long as I can remember because of that. I learned to screen print in high school. My school had like a vocational ed program kind of thing attached to it. So I started screen printing when I was like 14, and it soon just became like my favorite medium because, you know, I've always liked drawing, but something about getting to see it on textiles and in that sort of a more dimensional and tangible form was really cool. And so I pretty much have been screen printing ever since.
Nice.
It's cool. I
Yeah,
relate to a lot of that personally.
Yeah.
I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania and grew up with a grandmother sewing, and I have a strong connection to textile art for that reason.
Yeah, same. My Nana taught me on her Singer with the like foot pedal, the metal foot pedal that we still have at my grandparents' house.
That's so cool.
So I guess one of the questions we had is, we know on your Etsy, you use the name Zeppy Stardust. Do you want to talk about where you came up with that, what it means to you?
Yeah, so I love David Bowie, and as a queer kid in a small town, you know, his music and his iconography on his albums were something that resonated a lot with me and really meant a lot to me. You know, I would like try to copy the Aladdin Sane bolt and stuff in my bedroom and all that kind of stuff. So when I opened my Etsy store, I had been on a big David Bowie kick, and I had just read a book about the character of Ziggy Stardust and how Bowie was really terrified of being like a public persona personally. So he made up this alien from Mars to give himself a way to be like a public persona without being himself. And I have a big brain damaged cat who I just adore, and his name is Zeppy. And I thought that it would be really funny to kind of combine the two and like imagine Zeppy as like a rock star, you know, very camp persona. And so I decided to call my Etsy shop Zeppy Stardust Studios because I didn't really have another name in mind, and I liked it.
Yeah, that's really cute. That's neat to know that the cat is part of the story too. And I mean, speaking of personas, so you have a lot of characters that you work with in your art. I just want to ask which one's your favorite, and if you could tell me about them.
I mean, my favorites, the cactus queens are fun to draw. The like anthropomorphized cactus ladies, I really like them. Those are kind of a reclaiming of the slur cactus queen that like old femme lesbians sometimes get. Just I thought that was cool. But my
I had
favorite
never heard
probably,
that.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like is
Is
that
it a Western?
yeah, is it a Western slur?
yeah, yeah, it's a Western
I have
slur.
never heard that.
I would feel very proud to be called a cactus queen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that that's a
It's like the
slur that
coolest slur I've ever
people
heard.
hate. But that's where those came from. But I love to draw them. But my favorite character is the coyote, and the coyote is my representation of myself. Coyote's name is Ugly, and they transform human, part coyote to full coyote. And so I have a lot of fun playing with that. Their transformation is their shoes. If they take their shoes off, they turn full coyote. I feel like there is something very different about the experience of the world with shoes on and with shoes off. So that's part of why I chose that for their transformative point. And like as a trans person, especially a non-binary trans person growing up in a small town, I always felt sort of between worlds. And so I kind of like that the coyote floats between different liminal spaces in different forms as kind of a representation of that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So one thing that I personally have observed as someone who's not from this area, I grew up on the East Coast. I lived in Portland, Oregon for a while. So I've lived in some culturally diverse areas. And I feel like your comic has this, and a lot of your comic strip work has a sort of vibe about it that I associate with the character of this region. And I just wonder if that's something you think about or if that's just like a natural occurrence.
I mean, it's somewhat deliberate and it occurs somewhat on its own. It's sort of both. I went to St. Louis for a year for graduate school. I thought I wanted to do a Master of Fine Arts for fiction writing, but when I was there, I realized that I don't care if people won't take my work as seriously because it's done in comic form instead of in prose. And I really missed Nevada. I had never lived anywhere else before that year. And I really wanted to come home. And when I started drawing the zine, it was kind of a way that I could work on a project that would take me back to the desert before I could physically get back here. The desert is kind of like a huge character because it's like the setting and it's always there. But it isn't necessarily deliberate in 100% of my comics that the desert turns into a setting. It's just kind of part of what happened with it.
It's really cool. You've done a really good job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really enjoy reading it.
Tell us also about like your process of zine making and how you got started doing zines and where you even found out about zines.
I found out about zines in high school. Someone I knew let me borrow a bunch of his collection so I could read them. And then I was really depressed for a few years and I didn't really read zines or make zines or anything. And I started reading them again when my partner and I started dating bicycle zines from Microcosm Publishing.
Nice.
And then after that, I just progressively got back into them and into comics and comic making. And I hadn't made comics since high school. So then when we were living in St. Louis and I really wanted to come back, we both really wanted to come back, actually. We decided that we were going to make a zine because we had stories we wanted to tell. And clearly like the traditional roots of academic writing weren't the right way. And zine making felt like a really accessible DIY way to do it. So I got like a dollar store sketch pad and started working on the drawings for it. And I have an old copy of Photoshop, like 16-year-old copy, and started using that and found like a free program where I could arrange the pages and just started like just making stuff and putting it together. And took it to Staples and had it printed and copied and started giving it to people. And yeah, it kind of just all came together and I just sort of had to figure it all out on my own with the tools I had. But I'd always loved zines and I'd always wanted to make one. And when we were in St. Louis and just really miserable, my partner was just kind of like, well, you love making comics and you don't anymore. Maybe you should. And you always wanted to make a zine. So why don't you just do it? So it was really kind of Shay pushing me to just like, yeah, go back to doing art and do the things you want to do because, you know, like there's no point in waiting around for when you're good enough to do it.
I
You
love
just
that
have to
statement
start
so
doing it.
much.
Yeah.
That like, I wish more people could like fully realize the enormity of that statement and the way they limit themselves by feeling like they aren't allowed to do things that they can't like make money at or be like the best in the world. Like there's too many people already doing it, so they feel like they're not going to be able to stand out or whatever. And it's just like, just do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The act of doing it is the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've tried to progressively get braver with that approach in my art. Like earlier this year, I approached an artist, Kelly Johnson, whose work I really admire, and her character Wolf Boy kind of inspired the design of Ugly. And I was like, "Hey, I want to finish your half of your Michelangelo drawing you did. So maybe you'd collaborate with me and do it." And she said yes, which like that was really impressive to me because she's like a fairly well-known animator.
Yeah.
And I'm just like some weirdo, and she was like, "Yeah, let's do it," and it was really fun and really cool. So
I feel like the more you get, like you meet people that you admire in the art world, you realize more and more that we're all just weirdos doing a thing, and some people are
yeah,
having a little more like success than others.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and I've kind of just decided that like you can't wait for things, you have to just do them, and if somebody says no, then like you just move on. And
Absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that on here. I'm excited for people to hear that.
Can you tell us about the first time that you came to the generator and how you found the generator?
So I found the generator because a friend of mine had seen the call for vendors for the first punk rock flea on Facebook and emailed it to me. And I applied to vend. And you, Sprocket, contacted me and asked me about screen printing and if I could help you guys with, like getting it set up to be functional and like printing for the flea. And so that was how I got involved with the generator. And the first time I ever came to the Ice House location was the first day I had ever had my mohawk up. I had finally decided that like, yeah, let's shave my head and give me a mohawk. This will be fine. And I had put it up at like 6 in the morning and gone to work with my partner to hang out in their office because I didn't know how to ride a bike yet, and I had no way to get to the generator aside from going with them. And so I remember being like, oh God, like I look completely stupid. These guys are going to think I'm a fool. And then everybody was so sweet and so welcoming. And I just thought that it was such a cool and interesting space. And I wanted to get more involved with being a part of it because it was just such a cool art community. And like, it was the thing I had been looking for and didn't know that it was like right there in Sparks the whole time. So that was how I got involved with the generator.
Well, okay, so talk a little bit now about how involved you are with the flea market and with the generator. I mean, you're like the best. You're the best case scenario, Ray. You've gone from like didn't even know to being like one of our core volunteers and like being so a part of the culture and a part of our community. So that's, I mean,
yeah, definitely.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like screen printing, has been a huge thing in my life, and it like really saved me. And when I was in St. Louis, I had taught my partner to screen print in my garage when we first started dating. When we were in St. Louis, we worked in a print shop, and they had gotten the job with the print skills I taught them in my garage, which was pretty cool. And the whole time we lived there, every day I would go to work and I would just be like, man, I would rather be at the generator. I don't even care that I wouldn't be getting paid. Like, I hate doing these corporate, bullshit t-shirts that nobody's going to wear. And like screen printing for me is art. So I wanted to be printing somewhere that it was an art, and I wanted to get to help other people make art and get that feeling that's like so magical of like, this is something that I drew on a piece of paper and now it's here like in 3 dimensions on a t-shirt, that you did that. And like that sense of like agency and empowerment has meant a lot to me, and I wanted a way to share that with other people. And I get to do that at the generator, and I get to be a part of a space and a community where it's all right to be what I am. And I've spent a lot of my life feeling like I just am not okay, that I'm not supposed to exist and I'm not supposed to be what I am. And like having a space where I get to be that and it's okay and nobody questions it is really cool and has really meant a lot to me.
Like over here
crying. like I love punk rock. I love going to shows. I love selling patches and seeing other people's art and trading and stuff. So like, of course I want to do the punk rock flea and be a part of that, because it's just like a big, cool fest where everybody gets to bring their neat stuff they've made and show it off and trade it with everybody and listen to rad music and hang out, and like that's just so fun. And like when I was in high school, I like dreamed about that kind of stuff from having read it in zines, but didn't think it would ever be something I got to go to, and now it is, and like that's just so awesome, and I love that.
Yeah,
So
not
true.
only do you get to go to it, but you get to like help us make it, you know?
Well, yeah, I
That's
mean,
it's the fucking shit. It's so awesome.
yeah, I've always wanted to be the merch guy for something, because like I don't know how to play anything. I'm a horrible singer. I don't know how to write songs. I get through like one rhyming couplet and then I'm like, I'm tapped out. So
You get
you
further
know,
than I do.
it's like
We should still start a terrible band, please.
we should. It's like getting to be the merch guy for like the coolest show that happens every year. And like that is just so fun and
So
fulfilling.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Hell yeah.
so much work, but it's
So
so
worth
fun.
it.
It's so worth it. And
God, I relate so hard to so much of what you just said. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Like that's what we're trying to do, is just make a space where like 13-year-old us like not only feels safe but feels celebrated. And like that's what I'm trying to do every day. Well, my last question for you was about the zine workshop that we're gonna do, or that you're gonna do on March 21st, and about the new quarterly zine that's gonna be coming out.
so I mean I'm very excited about both of those. I think it's really cool that we're going to get to put out like a community sourced zine, and that there'll be a place for people who maybe don't yet feel like they could do the whole thing by themselves to send things out that they want to share with everybody, and that we get to see a bunch of different perspectives on topic and put that out in the world as kind of a thing for everyone to read and show off, give it to their friends and all that good stuff. I think it's really cool to get to kind of be a part of organizing that and putting that out into the community. And then the zine workshop, that'll be fun, you know, and hopefully people who come will see that zine making and making art and stuff doesn't have to be any elaborate complicated thing, that it's something you can do at home with what you already have. And yeah, you should just sit down and make them if you want to make zines. And you know, there's no right way to do it, so there's also no wrong way to do it. And
So we're going to start having a quarterly zine now, inspired by the punk rock flea market. We made our first zine. Ray helped to put it all together, and we did a collaborative open call community zine for the flea market this last year. And now we're going to do it quarterly because we had so much fun. And anybody can send in a page or 2 pages, however much you want, and we'll put it in the zine, and Ray and I will lay it out, and then we'll print it and we'll staple it, and it'll go out into the world, and your art will be in the world. And we're going to have a theme for each one, and the theme for this one is lucky numbers, in honor of Ray's birthday.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to send something to the zine, all you have to do is email us at info@rprfm.org. You can just send it on over, take a picture with your phone, scan it on a copier, however you want to do it, make it digitally and send it to us. Or you can come down to the first zine workshop, which will be this Sunday. We're airing this Saturday, so it'll be tomorrow, guys. 2 to 5, Sunday, March 21st at our Bell Street location, which is 250 Bell Street in downtown Reno. Just come on, knock on our door, and we'll be waiting for you, and we'll let you in, and you can come make zines with us. And literally,
and corny jokes.
yeah, literally no art background required. Like, no, you could have never done art in your life. I promise you, you can make a cool zine page.
Yeah,
So-
we'll have collage stuff in case you feel more comfortable picking through images that already exist. Oh, and I guess on the note of for the quarterly zine, if somebody has a physical piece that they can't scan, I have a color scanner, and if they can get it to me some way, I will scan it and return it.
Thanks so much, Ray.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah,
This is
that was
really fun.
It was really good.
yeah, I'm excited. I my hope is that it inspires other people to show up for the zine workshop, and suddenly we have even more, rad people. I'm so happy that you came back from St. Louis.
Me too. Me too. Like not to be dramatic, but I feel like moving back to the desert saved my life, because I felt like I was just like floundering and dying and couldn't live without this desert. And with the community and the people here, I guess I had to leave to realize that I already was a part of the thing I had already wanted to be a part of, and I just was too insecure and anxious to realize that I already had a community and a home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. I
You
feel
can
like
you're the only person who can give yourself permission to believe that you're one of the people that's doing the thing
yeah.
that you admire.
I had to go away to figure that out, but
Oh,
Hello again.
Hold on one moment. I gotta pause this, guys. Hi, we're back. How beautiful was that interview?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a
They
lot
had
of,
so many insightful things to say.
yeah, I have a lot of feels about it for sure. So Ray makes all of the shirts for the punk rock flea market and has been making all the merch, as we said. And Stina, who made whatever. Long story short, Stina made all the designs, and then Ray printed them. And so this is a video of them making all the shirts for the flea. It's just a little
quick one.
Yeah, quick one. All right, hold on, guys. Yeah. Yeah,
Do you want
pretty
it to be smaller
awesome.
like this?
Well, it's pretty
It's
fast.
already fine.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. And the mic's still on, so we're just talking over it because there's no sound.
Oh, hey.
So we were at the Holland Project and they gave us all the space to make these shirts.
And they really made them that fast.
Yeah, so fast.
It was so fast. It was unbelievable.
Super fast. Okay, I guess we're gonna move on to Erin's segment now. We have so much content and we only have 3 minutes left.
Yeah, so we're gonna maybe
There's
go
no
on.
way. There's no way we're gonna do it. And also, hey, what's up, 13 viewers? Hi.
Yeah, hey.
Cat Sandwich is here now.
And
thanks-
Erin, if you're watching, nice hair.
Yeah, so good, girl.
Wait till you see her hair.
She looks fabulous. Erin's the new director of Impact at the Generator, and I hope you all meet her soon because she's super cool.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna she did a tour of the Art Spot murals, so we're gonna go right into that.
Self-guided mural tour with Erin.
Hey, it's me, Erin Brothers, the director of Impact from the Reno Generator. Today I'm in Midtown. We're gonna go look at some art. I wanna boost the Art Spot Reno, which is an organization that does public walking tours all around the city and showing art. Today we were gonna do the Midtown Mural Tour, but it got canceled. That's okay, because they provide a map on their website and all of the links to all the different murals that you can see. So we're just gonna go do the tour on our own.
Oh, sunshine, you are my sunshine. Let it in, let it in. They said that you loved me all along. Now I see you dancing with some other man. I wanna see where this
Well, we just finished walking around this couple of block radius right here around Bebo Coffee on Center Street, where the meetup is for the public mural tours. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of art to see. I can't wait to take the real tour and find out more about the artists and all the artwork that's going on here. Until then, enjoy your signal boost, and maybe we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. All right, hold up. Yeah, we're gonna go into. It's time for Instagram Roundup. Hold on.
Yeehaw.
I gotta move. Oh wait, we have Micah's video. Micah, are you still here?
Hi.
Hi for 11 viewers.
Oh, and I'm supposed to say hi to Merlin. Hi,
Oh,
Merlin.
hi Merlin. Send us your shout outs. We will shout them out for you. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you want. We're here for you.
Ooh, Mike is here.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll put my spurs in my butt if you want me to.
It's too much, cat sandwich. It's too much.
Spurs!
All right, Micah's video.
Hi there. My name is Bailey.
Oh my goodness. Try to be so quick. Doesn't always happen. Micah, that's dope.
Yeah, that was cool.
I can't believe your robot and you made a painting together. So beautiful.
Collaborated with a robot.
It's so cool. It's
I
the
feel
future.
so unaccomplished right
I know. I've never painted with a robot.
There's
I bet
this
we all
TikTok
could.
of this woman like being thrown around by one of the robot arms. It's like her music video. It's the coolest thing.
I think I don't like that.
I'm obsessed with it.
What?
I'm like, how can I make this happen in my life?
Attack me, robot.
Oh, we're getting this robot arm at the generator. I wonder if it will like, throw me around a little bit.
I am shook about this situation. No. Oh, okay. I mean,
It looks cool.
Look, you do you. I'm not trying to robot shame you.
Well, thank you.
I'll videotape it. It just gives me a little bit of a creep.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
I'm like afraid for you.
That's fair.
Sorry, guys.
We can collab. Thank you, Micah. Let's build a robot that'll swing me around the room. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness, guys. It's time for Instagram Roundup, okay? We're just gonna go right into it. Can I get a yeehaw? Someone
Yeehaw.
please play the yeehaw sound. Let's do this. Ba-boom! Instagram Roundup.
Oh my god, the coolest Instagram that I've seen today.
Yes.
Robot arm took my foreskin.
Whoa.
Rib, you can't. You can't. All right, Instagram Roundup, guys. Cheesy, crazy.
Reno After Dark.
Reno After
Reno
Dark.
After Dark.
I just
Killing it.
found this Instagram. It's Vaporwave Cyberpunk Reno.
These are all
oh my
photos of
goodness.
downtown Reno, and they're all vaporwave.
They're Vaporwave down.
Cyberpunk fantasy.
100% follow. Follow it. Yes. Click the link. So good. Whoever you are making this, yes.
I went through and liked every single photo on this page because that's how much I like it.
All right, next is, it's so good. Next is Good Deed Glass, formerly Off Grid Glass.
Good Deed Glass.
They moved to Montana, but they're still repping and supporting us at the Generator. We are the March and April nonprofit. Thank you. Thank you. So 10% of all sales for March and April go towards the Generator.
Oh,
Get
cool.
yourself some rad glass work.
I have a spider web that they did.
Look at this
in my
cute
window.
yurt.
It's very cute.
There's a lot of this elephant. Yeah. Go find them, hit the follow, Good Deed Glass, and get yourself something, and 10% will go back to us. Eddie House, if you don't already know about Eddie House, they provide housing for youth, and they're having their 10-year anniversary gala in November. They just put out the save the date. Just like a really amazing nonprofit doing the work to help our houseless youth to get back on their feet, get educated, get a job, and get independent. So just a good cause. And
Yeah,
if you're not already
really
following
great
them and
nonprofit.
supporting them, you should. Next is Sierra Arts. Probably already know about them. Classic. But they have a lot going on. Actually, on my birthday, they from 1 to 5. They're having an artist reception and 2 artist receptions, and also they're having an outdoor art sale. Manfish will be there. One of my personal favorites. Oh my
Yes,
gosh,
Manfish.
Manfish.
Big
Yeah.
fans.
March 20th, 1 to 5. Art sale on the plaza. Show up by art. Look at art. Art. That's all. Holland Project,
Oh, yeah.
also favorite. This is actually a reshare for a student gallery show at UNR.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looked really cool.
Anna Perez McKay.
I'm so
Good as gold.
Yeah, I'm really into this like kind of soft sculpture-y quilt action going on. Quilt frames, yes. Just all yes from me.
And kind of full circle with Ray, how they had the quilting grandmother and the
100%.
history of their art journey.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it all the way back around here.
Bringing it around. Maybe we need to start doing a silkscreen quilt thing.
Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
possibilities.
For real though. Last but not least, this is not Instagram, but it's still on the Roundup. So we're doing a call for art mural.
There is an Instagram post about it.
There
so
is.
This counts.
It's true. Yeah, we're looking for muralists and artists and the muralist team. Submit your stuff. We have a judging panel that's really cool. It's like Josie Rock and Bryce and Ruby Joe and Geralda. So many people. I'm not going to list them all. But a bunch of really cool Reno artists. So it's kind of like artists judging artists and whatever. Yeah, which is kind of, well, you know, kind of cool though. And
It's better than it sounds.
And anybody can submit a mural proposal. And
Can I submit one?
no cat sandwich. No. Yes, you can. Yes, you
submit
can.
it.
That's all. Yeah. So you should do it. Go to the Generator website, and it'll come right up and take you through to a Google form. And we want to see your art. So as always, if you want to submit to Signal Boost, it's just info@rprfem.org, or you can message us on any of our social media platforms.
Yeah.
And that's today's show. Thanks so much for
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all.
Have a
You
great Saturday night.